Have you ever wondered what it would be like to spend 311 days alone in space with no connection to Earth? Well, this is the story of Sergei Krikalev, a cosmonaut who experienced just that. Sergei is now a retired cosmonaut who has had a long and distinguished career in space exploration. He was born on August 27th, 1958 in Leningrad, now known as St. Petersburg, Russia. Sergei's passion for space exploration began at a very young age, and he pursued an education in engineering and aviation in order to become a cosmonaut. Sergei was selected to join the Soviet space program in 1985, and he underwent rigorous training to become a cosmonaut. He completed his first space mission in 1988 as a flight engineer on Soyuz TM-7. During this mission, he spent 151 days in space and conducted a number of experiments and observations related to the physics of microgravity and the behavior of fluids in space. Sergei's second space mission was in 1991 as a flight engineer on Soyuz TM-12. During this mission, he spent 310 days in space, which was a record at the time for the longest continuous space flight. Sergei's time in space during this mission was marked by a number of significant achievements, including the deployment of the Spectre module of the MRI space station, and the first ever spacewalk conducted by a cosmonaut in a Russian spacesuit. In 1998, Krikalev was assigned to a long-duration mission on the Mir space station. His mission was originally supposed to last for 6 months, but due to a series of unexpected events, he would end up spending almost an entire year in space, most of which he was completely alone. Sergei arrived on the Mir space station in May of 1998 and quickly got to work conducting experiments and performing maintenance on the station. However, just a few weeks after his arrival, a cargo ship collided with the station, causing severe damage. This event set off a chain of events that would eventually lead to his extended stay in space. The collision damaged the space station's solar panels, which reduced the station's power supply. This, in turn, led to a failure of the space station's orientation control system, which meant that the station was no longer able to properly adjust its position in space. The damaged solar panels also meant that the station was not receiving enough power to sustain a full crew, so Sergei's 2 fellow cosmonauts was sent back to Earth on an emergency mission. Sergei, however, was left alone on the Mir space station with no way to return to Earth. The situation was made even more complicated by the fact that the Soviet Union, which was funding the Mir space station, ended up collapsing while he was in space. This meant that there were severe funding problems for the space program, which meant that Krikalev's mission was extended indefinitely. Sergei's survival in space during this period was a testament to his resilience and ingenuity. He was forced to ration his supplies, grow his own food, and even repair the space station with improvised tools. He also had to deal with the psychological challenges of being isolated in space for such a long period of time. But theoretically, there was actually a way for Sergei to return to Earth on his own. You see, the Mir space station had an emergency space capsule in case things went south aboard the station. But that would leave the station to be unmanned, and ultimately it would end up with the space station being inoperable since nobody would be up there to keep everything working and do repairs. So he did the brave thing and decided to stick it out and hope that sooner than later he would return back to Earth. But finally, in March of 1999, a new crew arrived on the Mir space station, and Krikalev was able to return to Earth after 311 days in space. This new crew was mainly made up of astronauts from Western countries who paid to tag along on this mission. And because of them paying to be there, Russia was able to fund this trip to save Sergei. But mainly it was due to Germany, who raised over $20 million in order for this to be possible. And interestingly enough, this mission had the first British astronaut, Helen Sharman. And once Sergei was finally back down to Earth, it took 4 men to move him, since spending almost a year in space, the gravity is very different on Earth. But it didn't matter to him because he was finally back home. Krikalev's extended stay in space set a new record for the longest continuous space flight, and it also cemented his status as one of the most experienced cosmonauts in history. After his return to Earth, Sergei continued to serve in the Russian space program, participating in a number of other space missions. He also became involved in training future cosmonauts, passing on his extensive experience and expertise. In addition to his achievements in space exploration, he has also been recognized for his contributions to science and engineering. He holds a degree in mechanical engineering and has published numerous papers on topics related to space physics and engineering. He has also received a number of awards and honors, including the Order of Merit for the Fatherland and the Hero of the Russian Federation Award. Sergei's legacy as a space explorer and engineer is significant not just in Russia, but around the world. His long and storied career has inspired generations of young people to pursue careers in science, engineering, and space exploration. His courage and perseverance in the face of adversity had become a symbol of the human spirit and a reminder of the boundless potential of human achievement. In conclusion, Sergei Krikolov's life and career as a cosmonaut is one that is marked by incredible achievement and remarkable perseverance in the face of adversity. From his early years as a student of engineering and aviation, to his record-breaking space missions and his harrowing experience on the Mir space station, Krikolov's life is a testament to the enduring human spirit and infinite possibilities of exploration and discovery. His contributions to science and engineering, as well as his legacy as a pioneer of the space exploration, it will continue to inspire and awe people for generations to come. And thank you all for watching till the end of the video. I do appreciate it. Leave a like and subscribe if you enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.